you're a busy mom burning the candle at both ends, trying to run a business from home while also raising your kids, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Andrea of Sparkle with Grace, and welcome to the Productive Biz Mom. In this video, I'm going to talk to you all about how to really get work done and move your business forward even when you are completely exhausted. Now, I have to tell you a first quick disclaimer. I am not saying that you need to work, hustle, 24/7 and never take a break, okay? That is the fastest way to lead to burnout and resentment and honestly to just stop running a business entirely. That's not what we're about here. But I do want to tell you sometimes we're in a stage of life where things are exhausting. Maybe you're pregnant, or maybe you have a baby who doesn't sleep at night, or toddlers who are waking up with nightmares, or any sort of crazy, chaotic circumstance, and you still feel called to run a business. So it's not going to help me to tell you the worst advice that I hear people say all the time as just put your business on hold, wait until your kids are older, and then try to run a business later. That's not what I'm about here. I'm here to tell you, you can run your business, you can raise your kids, you can do both things really well. It's just going to take some creativity and making some changes to your routines or the way that things have been done. So we all know by now, sitting down at your computer with your perfectly steaming hot cup of coffee to focus on your work for the day is probably not going to happen when you have a bunch of little kids running around. Even if you have one little kid running around, it's chaos all the time. So the first thing I'm going to say is I want you to let go of that image in your mind of how things should be, because all you're going to do is get frustrated with yourself, with your kids, with your situation, with your business. If you're spending all your time thinking it should be different, it shouldn't be this hard, I should be able to focus, my kids should be able to sleep through the night or for a nap or whatever. Stop wasting all of your time and energy on thinking about how things should be, because regardless of how you want them to be or think they should be, your situation is your situation and you are living in it right now. So instead of wasting all that time, I want you to use that time and energy to actually work on your business within the parameters that you have right now. So if you have a bunch of little kids constantly competing for your attention and you don't really have childcare or somebody to help watch them or a neighbor that you can swap time with, then I just want you to lean into that. Embrace it. This is a crazy season of life, and that's okay. You can still do this, okay? And if anybody has told you along the way that you can't be a successful business owner because you're a mom or because you're raising little kids, I am so sorry that they have said that, and it is completely false. So stop listening to those kind of lies. Let's move forward together, okay? So one of the things that I want you to do that made the biggest impact in my business is stop working from an overwhelming to-do list. So a lot of times when we're running a business, we have a million things that we have to do, and we get out a blank page in our notebook and write to do. And then you list every single thing you have to do, and sometimes the list can go on to the next page, and it's so overwhelming. When we set up a to-do list like this, it triggers our brain to think that we are supposed to be doing all these things on the to-do list today, tomorrow, pretty soon, and it creates all of this pressure. And it also helps breed a sense of failure when you can't get everything done on the list. So the shift I want you to make is when you open that blank page in your notebook, don't write to-do list, write master list. And this is going to be your big, long list of everything that needs to get done. And it's not necessarily the things that are going to be done today or tomorrow. You do this as more of a brain dump activity so that you get all of the information that you have out on paper, everything that needs to get done at some point. If you know specific dates or timelines, go ahead and write those in. But don't set the expectation that you are going to do every single thing on this list anytime soon necessarily. So I'm going to actually show you an example of my master list. So I use a Rocketbook notebook because it's reusable, and honestly, I just love the feeling of writing on these slippery, shiny pages. But I'll put a link to this in the comments if you were interested in using something like this. But what I do is I write out the whole big long list of everything that has to be done. And then I turn the page and I write my top priorities. So all you're going to do next time you sit down and you have some time to work, you're not going to look at this big long list. You're going to look at the priority list and get to work on those priorities. Now, I need to caution you, don't put every single thing on the priority list, because if you're going to do that, then you're right back at square one with the big overwhelming to-do list and nothing's going to get done. I want you to take the most important time-sensitive things first off of your big to-do list and put those as your priorities. And pay attention to whether or not they're big tasks or smaller tasks. So for example, one of the things I have to do on this list is to fill out a survey for one of my clients. So that's not really that hard. It's not going to take me that long. The next thing on my list is to write 4 blog posts. Now, this is actually a terrible example because what should be on the priority list is to write 1 blog post. But regardless, knowing that there's a blog post to be written, it's not just one task. A blog post, you need to brainstorm, you need to outline, you need to write a first draft, you need to edit it, you need to find the images, you need to upload it. It's a whole long thing. So honestly, most of the time I recommend, if that is something, if you have a complex task like that, just put parts of that task on your master list. And then you can go through and work from that. And then once you get each step done, you can check it off and move forward. But if you do have a big complex task like that needs to get done in a really short amount of time, which is why I have 4 on my to-do list right now, I want you to just only put those kinds of things and focus on getting that done first. That's going to free up your mind and also your time to do the other tasks that aren't going to take as much time. Now, I'm not a huge fan of saying, eat the frog, do the hardest thing first, because I do think there's something to be said for quick wins and getting some things done. So I do try to vary my priority list with bigger tasks and smaller tasks because I'll be honest, I like to check things off. And it's easier to check off a smaller task on your to-do list or your priority list. So if you have never done this before, or if you are still operating from this big, giant, long to-do list, I want you to start today. Cross out the word to do, write master list at the top of your list, and then pick out your top 3 priorities for the things that you are going to start working on. It is going to transform your workday. And honestly, even if you're working just in little pockets of time throughout the chaos, it's going to help you know exactly what you have to do so that you can laser focus your time and energy into just working on what is going to move your business forward the fastest. I hope this helped, and go ahead and like this video and hit subscribe to the Productive Biz Mom for more videos just like this. Also, I want you to go ahead and grab my free guide, Quarter Hour Power. The link to that's in the comments, or you can find it at sparklewithgrace.com/power. This is going to help you power up your productivity, even if you only have short pockets of time to work on your business. All right, Mama, I'll talk to you soon.